All right, we are back. If you were here before, welcome back. Sorry we had a little bit of technical difficulties on the previous stream, but hello and welcome to your Meal Prep Secrets workshop. My goal for you here today is to help to teach you how to meal prep and to give you options. So I'm not claiming to be the end all be all, but I am claiming to be able to share if you are somebody that struggles with meal prep, if you feel like you always find yourself motivated to eat clean at the beginning of the week, but then by the end of the week you have thrown it all away, then stay tuned because I'm going to share some simple secrets that have worked for both myself and my clients to stay consistent with healthy eating because it all starts with planning. So if your goal is to eat better, but you don't have a plan, you just wait till you're starving, then you're going to unfortunately be unsuccessful every time. Okay, so I am going to share my screen here. Let's see. Here we go. And let's make it big. All right. Hello. All right. So this is our meal prep secrets one-on-one. And so I'm going to be, like I said, showing you guys different options that you can use to make healthy eating more accessible, more realistic based off where you currently are. So if you're wondering, like, who are you? Who even are you? And how can you talk about this? Hello, my name is Cash. I am a women's wellness coach, and I have helped thousands of women to lose weight and transform their bodies using the menu movement mindset method. And so this is my signature M3 method that teaches you how to get 1% better each and every day. And so I started this practice with my own experience. I used to be significantly overweight. I lost the weight and was able to keep it off for nearly a decade. I got pregnant and essentially gained so much of it, almost all of it back. And I have lost that weight and been able to keep it off. So I've transformed myself, but I've also helped other people to transform by sharing them what has worked for me. And I'm super excited to be able to share what I know about meal prep to help you guys. So, with that being said, I do not like to just talk, talk, talk and yap at the camera. I mean, of course, who doesn't like a good yap? But I definitely want to make sure that we're engaging, we're dialoguing. And so, if you are here watching, whether you're watching live or you're watching the replay, I want you to let me know in the comments. This is just for fun. I love a good icebreaker. If you could win a lifetime supply of anything, what would it be? So you just want a lifetime supply of one thing that's not money. What is it? Let me know in the comments. This is so corny, but the first thing that comes to mind to me is probably my collagen because of protein, which we'll get into that shortly. But definitely would make sure that I have collagen on hand because I can get my protein from there, and it's so easy to make a shake or whatever have you. So let me know in the comments. You just want a lifetime supply of one thing that is not money. What is it? And then the second question is, what brought you here today? So if you are watching at this point in the video, what brought you here? What excited you about Meal Prep Secrets one-on-one? Let me know in the comments if you're excited, you're overwhelmed, you're curious. It's always nice to know where you're coming from and where you stand as we go through these workshops. Ooh, excuse me. Excuse me. All right, so again, I like things to be fun and engaging, so we are going to take a meal prep personality quiz. So we're going to get to see what your meal prep personality type is. So I'm going to share my screen once again. All right. So this is the meal prep personality quiz. So how we will do this, you will essentially keep track of your points. So we're going to ask questions. I'll go nice and slow, but I want you to keep track of your points as we go through. We'll tally it up and we'll see what your meal prep personality type is. All right, so question number one, your relationship with meal prep. What is your current relationship with meal prep? Is it A, I love it, but get overwhelmed easily? Is it B, I don't have time for anything complicated? Is it C, I like to mix things up and get creative? Or is it D, I want a full plan and a full checklist to follow every single time? So drop it in the comments, A, B, C, or D, which one is you? And again, even if you're watching the replay, I want you to watch as, or I want you to comment as if you're watching in real time, because that's going to help you to get the very most out of it and help you to retain the information as deeply as possible. Okay, question two, the leftover situation. Is it A, I don't mind eating the same thing for a few days? Are you B, I love them, leftovers are life, I just want to heat and go? That is so me. I love leftovers. I can eat leftovers any day of the week. I know there's people who are like, ugh, I hate leftovers. I hate eating the same thing twice. But personally, I could do leftovers any day of the week and be a very happy woman. All right, C, only if I can remix them into something new. So are you like a chopped type of person, where you're not going to eat the exact same thing, not going to reheat the exact same meal, but you're going to remix it? Or D, I prefer to have a variety planned out in advance. So A, B, C, or D, let me know which one you resonate with. And three, time reality check. How much time do you realistically have to prep? Is it A, I can carve out 1 to 2 hours on a Sunday if I plan it? Are you B, I need 10 to 20-minute options on the weeknight, so fast, speed, speed, speed is king? Are you C, I'd rather cook on the fly with some ingredients on hand? Again, are you like a chopped type of person? Or D, I'll follow a step-by-step prep checklist. If you give it to me, time is not doesn't matter. So A, B, C, or D. I think personally for me, I'm like 10 to 20 minutes. I am a mom of a toddler and I am very busy with that little one. That little one keeps me very, very busy. So I need the quicker, the better. And question four, what's your weekday meal vibe? So, what's your go-to weekday meal vibe? Is it A, something simple but balanced? B, something I can microwave or move on, or something I grab through fast food? C, something new with bold flavor? Or D, something I planned and portioned on Sunday? And then question five, what's your biggest struggle around meal prep? Is it A, I lose momentum after a few days? B, I don't have the time nor energy to cook? C, I get bored of routine meals? And D, I don't know how to plan properly. A, B, C, or D. And then finally, question six, if you had a kitchen motto, what would it be? So, which one most closely speaks to your kitchen vibe? A, slow progress is still progress. B, fast, simple, done. C, food is art. Or D, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So let me know in the comments A, B, C, or D and add them all up. So how many A's did you get? How many B's, C's, D's? And drum roll, here's our breakdown. So if you got mostly A's, your meal prep style is slow and steady. If you got mostly B's, you are a quick fix queen. If you got mostly C's, you are a creative chef, are chopped geniuses. Or if you are mostly D's, you are a box checker. All right, so remember what your score is. Take note of that. And we're going to get back to our original presentation. And feel free to let me know again in the comments what your meal prep personality is, and if you feel surprised, if it's kind of relieving to put a name to it. Any thoughts around that, let me know. All right, so discovering your meal prep personality. So, if you're type A, slow and steady, you thrive on structure, you like to batch prep on Sundays or Wednesdays, and you always have a plan when it comes to meal prep, and you're very consistent at it because consistency is your power. Type B, if you're a quick fix queen, speed is everything. You need grab and go, quick options. So maybe you're a type of person who might even order factor meals or what's the other one where they drop off the ingredients and you make it yourself? But you are somebody who would more likely than not benefit from a meal prep service because it's just quicker and easier and healthier option. Type C, you are a creative chef. You probably watch Chopped a lot or love cooking shows. I know that I do. Variety keeps you engaged, so you love experimenting with bold flavors, sauces, and creative combinations. And that really works in your favor. And then type D, you are a box checker. So systems checklist make you happy if you have clear steps like boom, 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 boom. You don't care how it tastes or how long it takes. You're fine as long as you have the steps to follow and you can measure your progress. So again, let me know in the comments as you're hearing the different types after, going through the quiz, if it's like, okay, yeah, that makes sense, if you're feeling intrigued. So I want to talk a little bit about the science of habits. So, a lot of what we do, and this is what I teach with my M3 method, a lot of what we do is wired by our habits. So, we are essentially pulled by our habits, the things that we do day in and day out. You may not even realize it. And so, as you think through your habits of the day, think through what you even had today. Think through what you had today and what you had yesterday. And was it driven by habits? Was it mindful eating? Just take a note. And so, if you're somebody that resonates with the slow and steady style, schedule on your Sunday and block that time off. Like every Sunday at 4 p.m., I'm going to prep my meals. If you're a quick fix queen, arrange a grab and go section in your fridge. And one thing that I always love to share with my clients is that you don't have to meal prep your entire meal, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, 30 Tupperwares, taking up the whole refrigerator. You can just prep one part of your meal. I will recommend my clients to meal prep just their protein. So if you just have your chicken, your turkey, your fish, your beans, whatever your main protein source will be for the week, that can be your prep and you can fill in your sides around that. Sometimes that 1%, again, I said we're all about 1% shifts, getting 1% better each day. And so sometimes just that 1% tiny shift can make the biggest difference when it comes to the results that you see. So if you're feeling overwhelmed by prep, break it down to what's 1% that I can do that's going to help me. What 1% do I have time for that I can commit to that's going to help to bring me closer to the results that I want to see? If you're a creative chef, set up a flavor station where you can mix different sauces. Maybe you have your lemon pepper and then you have your barbecue and then you have your Thai. You can kind of mix it up and keep that, at arm's reach so it keeps things fresh. You still have that variety and you're still excited about your foods. And then if you're somebody that likes to check the boxes, you're a box checker, you can, oh, did my camera go off? If you're a box checker, post your checklist on the refrigerator door and then you can check it off with pride, and your checklist can be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and you put your breakfast, whatever that one meal is. And so by the same token of you don't have to prep all of your meals for the week. You also don't have to prep breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You can decide, okay, what's my most challenging meal? For a lot of my clients, the most challenging meal is lunch because it's the middle of the day. Most times you're working, you don't really have time to stop and make a full meal. So it's just easier to go out to eat and buy something. And so if that's the case for you, you can only prep your lunch. Or if you're like a quick fix queen, you can just order meal prep just for your lunch, and that can be your commitment to meal prep. And so I want you guys to keep in mind that whatever your commitment to meal prep is, it's your commitment. It doesn't have to be Again, the 30 Tupperwares that we see online with the perfectly prepped meals, the perfectly prepped breakfast and the lunch and the dinner and the snack. It's like, I've tried that. That takes hours. And if you guys are busy moms like me, you just don't have time. I just don't have 3, 4 hours in a day to spend meal prepping. Like, I just don't. So let's get into meal prep secret number one. It's plan so that you don't get tempted. And so think about what you want to have breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and think about what you already have in your fridge that can accommodate it. And so, what I like to teach my clients is the menu mapping system. And so, we choose three proteins, three clean proteins. So, that can be chicken, turkey, salmon. You choose three carbs, you choose three vegetables, and you pick 1 to 2 snacks. And so that keeps it simple. This is how you shop when you go to the grocery store. So if you want to do this with us live, which I highly recommend, go ahead and grab a piece of paper. Write out your menu for next week. So whatever your three proteins are, maybe it's going to be eggs and tuna and, turkey. Write out your three proteins. Write out your three carbs. Maybe it's sweet potatoes, brown rice, or whole grain pasta. Write out your three veggies. Write out 2 snacks that you can enjoy. But as you're watching this right now, pause the video if you need to. I think you can pause on live these days. Pause the video if you need to and grab a piece of paper and write these things out because research shows that 40% of what we write down is more likely to be accomplished just because we wrote it down. There's a certain neural connection that happens when we physically write down the things that we want on paper. So even if you're not going to execute it, even if you're like, I don't have time for this, still, I want you to write down three proteins, three carbs, three veggies, 2 snacks for the week. And once you have that, here's how you can make 5 different meals from just 5 ingredients. So let's say that for this week, we have turkey, beans, rice, um, salsa, and avocado. You can use that to make a turkey bowl, a taco bowl. You can turn around and use that to make stir fry. You can turn around and put that in a power wrap. You can turn around and make some soup. You can turn around and make a salad. So there's so many different options. There's so many ways to simplify, and you can, use whatever protein you want, use whatever veggies you want. But these are 5 different meal options that you can switch up and gives a little bit variety depending on the sauce and the flavor and how you put it together. So, step two, these are prep tactics that you can actually use. So, number one is the oven and walk away tactic. So, turn your oven on for 400, put your meats in the oven, put your veggies in the oven, put your potatoes in the oven. You can literally load your oven up, and keeping it at 400, you just need to monitor the time of each of the things that you're putting in the oven. So, set your oven for 400 and put them all in and walk away. You can do the same if you have a crock pot, so you can make a really big soup. Throw your soup in the crock pot, your brown rice, your veggies, your protein. Let that cook and go. So now we have 2 things going. We've got our meats, our veggies, potatoes going in the oven. Now we've got our soup cooking on the crock pot. And so maybe this should take you 15, 20 minutes to prepare both of these to set it and forget it because we're looking to do things that will allow us to multitask so we're not just standing up in the kitchen for hours. Next, we're looking at breakfast shortcuts. One of my favorite things for breakfast are egg muffins. It's a super simple recipe. If you need the recipe, if you're in the community, I will link it in the caption below. If you're not in the community, just comment egg muffins and I'll send you the recipe. But egg muffins are super easy. You can do smoothie freezer packs where you already pre-package your greens, your veggies. If you're going to do yogurt, put it into a little frozen pack. And then when you're ready to blend, you just take it out and blend. Overnight oats is also an option as well. If you do your oats with a scoop of protein or collagen, mix it up. You can put cinnamon, you can put berries, put that in the refrigerator, let that kind of chill overnight, and then you have breakfast. And then you can do the lunch shortcuts where you make mason jar salad toppings and put pretty much everything that you need into a mason jar and just grab your greens or your base or whatever you're using. And so these are things that you can pick and choose. You don't have to do all of them. You can say, okay, what's one of these tactics that I can use that's going to help to make me 1% better? We're always coming back to the 1%. That's what I always stress to my ladies who are part of our Moments of Motivation collective, who follow the M3 method. It's all about 1% improvement every single day. And then we have our dinner shortcuts. So you can marinate your proteins and have them ready to cook so that, throughout the week, you season it once. And then by the time you get to Friday, it's like you take it out of the freezer and boom, you have, your lemon pepper chicken and then your barbecue chicken. So you can kind of switch it up a little bit. And then going back to our quiz results. So if you are a slow and steady personality, you can batch and freeze 2 dinners every Sunday for a grab and go. So if you like to make a really big Sunday night dinner, you can save a portion, throw it in the freezer, and then boom, that's your one meal prep meal. And that's your 1%, and that is okay. If you're a quick fix queen, you can do one sheet pan, which I love. Get a really big sheet pan and you can separate it by different flavors. So you can put 3 different types, 3 different flavors of chicken on one pan, or you can do, part of chicken on one pan and then veggies on another pan, but you can essentially use one sheet, throw it in the oven, and be done. If you're a creative chef, you can do the same protein as your base, but then do different sauces on top. And then if you're a box checker, you can follow, which we're going to get through on the next slide, the 60-minute timed checklist and check off every step as you go. So if you're like, I'm not meal prep, that's not me. You can order factor meals. Factor meals are great. They have so many clean options that you can choose from. There's also the grab and go plan. So if you are a grab and go person, you can do deli meats, you can do rotisserie chicken, you can do store steamed seafood. So literally you can go into Publix and get some shrimp and say, hey, can you steam this and season it for me? You can get tuna packs. If you, for carbs, you can get wraps, you can get microwave grain cups, you can get pre-cooked quinoa. For veggies, they've got the salad kits, they've got pre-cut veggies, bag greens. Like, if you're somebody that likes fast food, no, you can't drive through the Publix drive-through. There's no window at the Publix, but you can still go to Publix and grab your protein, your carb, and your veggie and still be eating clean. And then other things that are easy, grab and go. So this is your grab and go list. So these are things that are already prepped. You don't have to cook. You can just run in and grab it. Greek yogurt, ready to go protein shakes, hummus packs, and all of these are great options that are going to keep you feeling satisfied without taking you way off of your healthy eating. So this is your checklist. So for my box checkers, this is for you. So the first 10 minutes is your foundation. So you're washing and chopping your vegetables, you're putting your grains in the rice cooker, you're starting to preheat your oven, maybe even putting your potatoes in the oven. Step 2, this is your next 20-minute block. You're getting your protein seasoned, so seasoning your chicken with 2 different types of spice blends, and you're putting that in the oven. This is your next 15-minute block. So you're going to do a second type of protein, maybe fish and tempeh, season them, and then put that in the oven. While that is cooking, you can ground up some ground turkey or ground beef and season that on the stove top. All right. Your next 10-minute block is putting together your breakfast. So, doing your overnight oats or doing your egg muffins in the tin or parfait cups, something that's super quick for your breakfast, that doesn't take that long to put together. So if you're doing your egg muffins, for example, you'll put them together. You already chopped your veggies at the start. So whatever veggies that you want in your egg muffins, you're putting into the mix, mixing that up and putting it into your muffin tins. Again, if you want the egg muffins recipe, let me know and I will send it to you. And if you're in the Moments of Motivation Collective, I will link it to this video so you don't have to look any further. And then the last 5 minutes, put everything in containers that needs to go in containers, label it, and store it. Wipe down your counters and celebrate yourself because, yay, you did it. So, this is your 60-minute meal prep block. And I challenge you to just try this. Even if, it takes you 90 minutes versus 60 minutes, see what you're able to accomplish when you set aside the time, when you say, hey, I'm going to devote 1% to this so I can get 1% better. So, meal prep is not one size fit all by any means. Oh, this is also a great meal prep option. I know this is a little random. I'm getting ready to take a sip, but this is OWN. Um, 20 grams of protein. This is very clean protein. It's a pea protein blend. You can read every ingredient on the box. I love this, and I usually get it from Kroger. I think you can get it on Amazon, but I usually get it from Kroger. Um, and I'm not sure if Publix has it, but this is a great way to get your protein in, and it's a very clean shake. It digests very easily. Okay, squirrel moment, back to our personalized steps. So, if you are type A, your focus is to batch on Sunday. So, slow and steady, freeze 2 nights worth, and then reheat them mid-week. So, you can do music, you can do a playlist, but that is going to be your plan, is to set aside time on Sunday to get it all done. If you're a quick fix queen, I'm going to recommend that you just prep just your protein. So just worry about having your protein prepped and ready, and that is going to be your meal prep. If you're a creative chef, then pick one main protein option, and then you can rotate different sauces and kind of mix it up so you feel like you have that variety. And then if you're a box checker, then go back through the slides and screenshot the 60-minute checklist, put that on your fridge, and then mark it off every week. Um, and yeah, if you have any questions, let me know. Celebrate your wins and don't think that there's an effort or action that's too small. There's really nothing that's too small. You always have to remember the psychological aspect of accomplishing your goal. So sometimes it's not about the magnitude of the goal, but it's about the commitment, the mindset, the will to make the time and to prioritize said action. So even if the action does not come out the way you want it to be in your mind, you're still rewiring your neural pathways just by going through the steps. Just by going through the steps. So, you know, give your 1% and know that that 1% does matter. That 1% absolutely makes a difference. And if you have any questions, please drop them below. And of course, I have a free gift for you guys. I've got 20 easy recipes that you can follow. And then I also have a ultimate meal prep checklist. So if you want to get your free gift, comment recipes below and I'll be happy to share it with you. And if you're looking for real support, if you want to work with me live, then I'm inviting you to join my 5-day bloat blasting detox. This is my flagship program that has helped women lose 5 to 8 pounds of water weight in just 5 days. I know that's a crazy claim, and that's why I say water weight specifically, because, a lot of times we are bloated because we're holding on to excess water. So these next 5 days are your opportunity right after Halloween. I did that on purpose. Halloween's on Friday, so we will start on Monday. This is your chance to reset and just energize your body, re-normalize your body before Thanksgiving. Studies show that the end of the year is when most people pack on the weight, and it doesn't have to be you. And you can do it a natural way, and you can have support, have sisterhood, and do it with the community that will support you and uplift you through it. All right. If you were here live, thank you so much for watching. I do not take your participation, your engagement, your time here with me in vain. And if you're watching the replay, thank you. I love when people watch the replay. So comment below Let me know your biggest takeaway. Let me know if this was helpful for you, and let me know if you want to continue to see more content like this in the future. And to all of my Moments of Motivation Collective members, thank you so much for being here. And we will definitely connect inside of the community. I have so many more resources to share with you guys. So if you're a member of the community, head over there so we can keep the conversation going. All right, everyone. Thank you for being here.